Frid och shalom älskade vänner, vi håller oss uppdaterade och idag är det den 19/10, klockan är 5:30. Jag hade väldigt svårt att sova i natt, jag är ganska trött. Vi får se om jag går och får kasta mig någon timme här idag med min sjukdom och allt det här. Ja, älskade vänner, det är ju en sån ondska från Hamas och man är ju alldeles skakad. Jag förstår att John Haller inte kunde sova, jag har sett såna äckliga bilder så jag tror jag spyr. Nu är det så här då att på chatten då pdf-filerna som jag har lagt upp och det är raderade. Vi lägger upp bara per dag, sen raderar vi. Det beror ju på hur mycket det kommer upp då, men nu är det raderat i alla fall och det finns på pdf då. Så skulle du vilja ha pdf-filen som är nedladdad här nu från alla rapporter från igår, då får du mejla till oss här då. Det finns ju på hemsidan vet du, eller Messenger då. Vi fortsätter nya rapporter idag. Det kommer en video här, ni vet det där med kartor och alla rapporter. Det tycker jag grabbarna gör så bra här så att det ska jag inte lägga mig utan det svensktextat har suttit med här på morgonen och ja, det talar för sig själv att Biden har gjort klart för markoffensiv. Israel har bombat, specialbombat här, jag såg det igår. Så att man är nog snart klara och vi kan ju inte säga när de går in utan det är ju en överraskning. Det är mycket på spel just nu. Det laddas upp från alla håll men det kommer den här videon att tala om för er snart. Gud välsigne er så hörs vi under dagen. I Jesu namn. Amen.
Here in the United States, and we have 2 nuclear war command and control planes up in the air right now. We have one flying over southern Idaho, and then we also have one flying over the Chesapeake Bay. And these planes are responsible for remotely launching all of our Minuteman III ICBMs in the event that ground-based command and control gets wiped out in a nuclear war. And they're also responsible for communicating with our nuclear-armed submarines. And we have a ton of U.S. Air Force C-17 Globemasters going to and from Israel this evening. And basically what this tells me is that the U.S. and Israel are in the final stages of preparing for this massive invasion of Gaza, possibly a preemptive attack on Hezbollah, maybe even Iran. But here we have half a dozen C-17s, okay, going to and from Israel this evening. Okay, that's a massive amount of C-17s, and probably in the last week or so, I'm sure there's probably been over 100 C-17s going to and from Israel, loaded with ammunition, weapons, etc. Israel is one of the United States' top allies, so they always get priority in any kind of situation where they're under attack. Okay, so the Israeli Defense Forces have apparently completed all preparations for the ground operation in Gaza, and the Israeli army has begun building several field hospitals and trauma centers in northern Israel, likely in preparation for a war with Hezbollah on the border with Lebanon. Okay, so that's very concerning. Field hospitals and trauma centers being built in northern Israel along the border with Lebanon. We have an Israeli broadcasting corporation reporting that the Israeli army is preparing to move on the ground. Okay, where they're going to be going, we have no idea, but the Israeli army is prepared. We have Israeli Channel 12 saying that the Israeli War Cabinet made it clear to Biden that the ground operation in Gaza is inevitable. Okay, so basically Netanyahu and his cabinet made it very clear to Biden that they're gonna go in to Gaza, okay, and how and when.
Märker du att branschen utvecklas i en rasande takt, men det är inte alltid lika lätt.
Obviously, we don't know, but they're basically not backing down from that, okay? And Biden was in Israel earlier today. He's already on his way back here. So I expect that the soonest this campaign is going to start, if it starts the way that we think it's going to start, which is a ground invasion of Gaza, it's going to start the soonest tonight sometime, if not tomorrow. But I expect the next couple of days something huge to happen, okay? And it's possible that Hezbollah is going to do a preemptive attack on Israel along with Iran. I mean, we just don't know, okay? It's possible that Israel is going to wait for that second carrier strike group to arrive. So we'll have to wait and see. But the next couple of days are going to be very, very intense. And you can count on me to bring you guys regular updates. And when this whole situation kicks off, I'm going to go live, and I'm going to try to go live 24/7 if I have to. Okay, so make sure you're subscribed and make sure you hit the little bell icon, so this way you can get notified every time I upload or every time I go live. And what you're looking at here are the flight paths of a British fighter jet along with a British aerial refueler that took off from Turkey. Both of them took off from southern Turkey near Syria. And this is basically almost live. I mean, I took this screenshot just a few minutes before I started filming this video. So this is valid as of probably 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. And you can see both of these planes here, the fighter jet and the aerial refueler, flying really close to each other. And they're both heading down towards Israel and towards Lebanon. This is the second or third fighter jet that I've personally tracked in the Eastern Mediterranean from the UK. So the UK is operating in this area. They do have their Eurofighter Typhoons, okay? And I'm sure there's F-35s, and I'm sure there's all kinds of other, assets in the region, okay? So things are about to get crazy, guys. Like I said, be prepared for maybe a surprise attack on Israel from Hezbollah or Iran or both, because they know that Israel's going to make their big move on Gaza. So they may just decide to strike Israel first, or they may wait for Israel to go into Gaza. And then once Israel is bogged down in a big urban war in Gaza, then Hezbollah is going to go in. But you don't build field hospitals and trauma centers for no reason, okay? So very concerning stuff going on. We also currently have a sub-Hunter plane. This is a British P-8 Poseidon in the Eastern Mediterranean here, okay, patrolling the area where the U.S. aircraft carrier is. And here we have Biden's doomsday plane with 2 nuclear war command and control planes in the air. This was earlier today in the afternoon. So Biden should already be like halfway across the Atlantic right now. And so he really made a quick visit. I mean, he was in Israel literally just like one day. So that tells you how severe the situation is for him to be there for such a short period of time. We know that Putin is in China right now. He's probably going to be leaving tomorrow, I assume. And the Times of UK says that Biden gave Netanyahu the green light to invade Gaza, according to accounts of closed-door meetings between the two. And the U.S. 6th Fleet Blue Ridge-class command and control ship, the USS Mount Whitney, departed Italy today in support of U.S. operations in the Eastern Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so this is that ship. Okay, this is some kind of command and control ship, a Blue Ridge class command and control ship, the USS Mount Whitney, okay, heading to the Eastern Mediterranean. And this is on top of the 26th Marine Expeditionary Unit, which is on its way from the Persian Gulf to the Eastern Med, okay, and that one has 2,500 Marines on board with all kinds of other assets, so the U.S. is really gearing up for a major escalation. A second aircraft carrier strike group is on its way as well, potentially a British aircraft carrier and another American aircraft carrier that's empty also going there. Okay, so, it's really serious what's going on here, guys. Okay, very, very serious, very tense situation right now. Germany has deployed their KSK special forces to Cyprus, and these special forces are specializing in counterterrorism and specifically hostage rescue. Okay, so Germany deploying their tier 1 operators to Cyprus. Okay, these are the best of the best that Germany has. That's like the German Delta Force or Navy SEALs of Germany. And they're going to Cyprus because guess what? They're going to try to get those hostages out of Gaza. Okay, and there's already U.S. tier 1 assets in Cyprus and in that region. A defense official told Sky News Arabia that U.S. bases are on exceptional alert to protect installations and embassies in several countries. Okay, the American Secretary of Defense warned Hezbollah to stop the fire on the northern border. Okay, so stop firing into northern Israel. The Secretary of Defense here in the U.S., Lloyd Austin, okay, he's warning Hezbollah, stop it. Okay, they've been warning Hezbollah over and over. The U.S. has been warning them. Biden, Blinken, all of these guys, they've been warning Iran, Hezbollah over and over and over. Do not take advantage of the situation or we will act, okay? And Iran is...
Iranian-backed groups have stated that they will target 11 U.S. military bases in Iraq. With this situation, American soldiers in the region have started preparing for... Welcome to the Raptor News channel. The U.S. military has gone into a red alert. Iranian-backed groups have stated that they will target 11 U.S. military bases in Iraq. With this situation, American soldiers in the region have started preparing for potential attacks. Following confirmation from intelligence agencies that attacks were imminent in this region, a group near Erbil launched an attack on a military base in Erbil using 2 drones. As a result, the El Harir base successfully thwarted the drone attack. Subsequently, other bases in the region went on high alert for possible attacks. It has been confirmed that the groups behind these attacks were attempting to target American bases in the region to support the Hamas organization. However, due to the strong security measures at the U.S. bases in the area, there have been no serious incidents so far. Nevertheless, a significant attack did occur at a base in the southwest of this region where U.S. soldiers are also stationed. Hamas conducted a major attack on the Mashabim air base located in the southern part of Jerusalem. This area houses an Israeli military air base and also includes a base used by U.S. soldiers. The military area within the base, which is utilized by the U.S., is known as the first permanent U.S. military installation in Israel. It is known that there are U.S. military personnel stationed at the Bizla Aerial Defense Center within the military base, where they are responsible for missile defense. Additionally, just east of this area, the Dimona radar facility exists to detect potential attacks by the Iranian military in advance. It's worth noting that the advanced military equipment inside this radar facility is worth billions of dollars. Consequently, the Israeli military takes extensive measures to protect the area. In addition to the Iron Dome air defense system, the region also features the Patriot system. All of the missiles used by Hamas to attack this area were rendered ineffective by the Iron Dome systems. As a result, the U.S. base in Israel was successfully defended. Following this attack, Hamas continued its assault by launching a more powerful attack on the Roman air base, located in the south of Gaza. Explosions occurred at the air base, and due to the intense operation of the air defense systems, some of the fired missiles were not successfully intercepted. However, the explosions at the military base did not cause significant damage. The locations from which Hamas launched missiles at both military bases were identified by unmanned aerial vehicles. The well-concealed missile launch ramps were mounted at the exits of hidden tunnels. The missile launch ramps, camouflaged to blend with the geography, were destroyed when fighter jets struck the area. fighter jets that targeted the area with 4 different missile ramps initiated a large-scale cleanup operation in the Rafah region. Israel's intelligence then once again detected a meeting between Hamas council members and the Central Brigade commander. Intelligence units immediately began inspecting all areas of Gaza using unmanned aerial vehicles. However, Israeli intelligence, upon finding evidence that the meeting took place inside hidden tunnels, endeavored to pinpoint the exact location of the meeting. Units monitoring real-time communications among the organization eventually identified the precise location of the clandestine meeting, which was at the east of the Berea refugee camp. Subsequently, fighter jets struck the fortified headquarters with bunker-busting munitions. However, it was determined by intelligence units that the meeting was still ongoing and high-ranking members of the organization in the area were attempting to escape. As a result, fighter jets and artillery units launched multiple salvos on the area. Following the explosions in the region, Hamas military council member and central commander Iman Nofal lost his life. However, as a response to the attack, Israeli intelligence also learned new information. According to the latest reports, Hamas has designed different tunnel structures for secret meetings. These meeting tunnels consist of 3 layers. The first layer is entirely made of concrete and is designed to stop bunker busters. The second layer serves as a hidden communication center between tunnels, and the final layer contains meeting rooms. Hamas has found the solution to prevent attacks using potential bunker-busting munitions. However, despite the various defenses developed against these attacks, the Israeli army has not been able to stop them. Evacuation operations in northern Israel have gained momentum. With the increase in attacks by the Hezbollah terrorist organization in the region, the Israeli Ministry of Defense has started evacuating towns on the northern border. As the areas in the south of the border began to be evacuated, Hezbollah intensified its attacks in the region. In the westernmost part of the border, Israeli tanks intervened in attacks on border outposts by Hezbollah forces using guided anti-tank missiles. The artillery units initiated a heavy bombardment against the attacking Hezbollah groups. Unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, also began to intervene to stop the organizations that constantly launch attacks from the forested areas in the region. As a result of the attacks in this region, the Israeli army's public sources indicate that a significant number of the organization's members have been neutralized. In the town of Shatula, 4 Israeli soldiers were injured as a result of attacks with guided anti-tank missiles. With the escalation of conflicts in the region, the Israeli Air Force destroyed Hezbollah outposts, assembly areas, and ammunition depots across the border. The powerful explosions in the region revealed that the organization suffered significant losses. After the airstrikes in the area by warplanes, the organization was unable to launch another attack in this region. Hezbollah groups, who declared their support for Hamas, not achieved any significant success on the northern border. The groups, trying to minimize their losses, are currently facing a significant drop in morale. Meanwhile, preparations for a ground operation to completely clear Hamas are continuing at full speed. During urban operations, the Israeli army continues to neutralize top-level officials of the organization with precision-guided missiles to minimize casualties. By doing so, as the chain of command within the Hamas organization begins to break, the Israeli army expects to launch operations from 9 different points. It has also been revealed that the Israeli army intends to establish instant communication and internet access through Starlink satellites for a possible ground operation. The Netanyahu administration believes that Elon Musk's uninterrupted internet service could lead to better military performance. Finally, the US military, which is Israel's closest ally, made a critical statement. An intelligence report states that after the organization in the north of Israel takes action, a second front will be opened, and it emphasizes the need for extreme caution against the Hezbollah terrorist organization. It mentions that hundreds of thousands of members of the organization could launch an attack from the north of Israel, and they will support the Netanyahu administration regardless of Israel's ally. However, if the Iran-backed Hezbollah terrorist organization enters into a war, it is also considered that other Iran-backed groups may attack Israel. Therefore, all of Israel's allies have declared that they will provide all kinds of support to Israel. President Biden visited Tel Aviv today to demonstrate his support for Israel. After his meeting with President Biden, Prime Minister Netanyahu stated that they will defeat Hamas with the help of their allies. To show your support and help us continue providing information, please donate us a super thanks. We'll see what happens in the coming days. We have come to the end of another video. You can like the video to support us. By subscribing, you can easily follow